Jansen Harris here with the Just Good Network. Shakur Stevenson defeated Joet Gonzalez last night, improving to 13-0 and winning his first world championship, his featherweight title of the world in impressive fashion. He's the second quickest to a world title behind Vasily Lomachenko in only 13 fights, and he's talking about now he wants to unify titles, become one of the youngest to do that. That'd be extremely impressive. You're looking at a guy, Shakur Stevenson, who's an absolute monster. I mean, I was looking at some of these rounds. Round one was more of a feel-out round. You hear guys after that like Terrence Crawford talking about how great his reflexes are, how fast on his feet he was, and he was, man. Gonzalez was no bum. Coming into this fight, he was undefeated, 26 years old, in the prime of his career. He was set to potentially become a champion, and Gonzalez, just kind of like Stevenson said after the fight, he could be a future world champion, even after all the bad blood. After we know that Stevenson is with Gonzalez's sister, and there was a lot of bad blood about that, and with the trainers and the whole family thing, and not talking to the daughter because she's with Stevenson. But at the same time, when I look at Shakur Stevenson, he's just an absolute monster. Shakur Stevenson is a future pound-for-pound top fighter. I don't want to say pound-for-pound star yet. It's hard to tell what guys will be stars, but he's a pound-for-pound top guy. This is just a dominant fighter. Let's look through some of the rounds. Round one, he was just comfortable feeling out his opponents. Round two, showing off his defense. Slip and miss. Guy steps forward, 2 steps back, 2 steps back. Same thing in round 3, same thing in round 4. Hard to cut off the ring with Shakur Stevenson. Shakur looked relaxed in rounds 5 and 6. Nothing was hurting him. Defense looking like Pernell Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather Jr., and we're going to talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Late rounds, he's starting to rip off combinations and stuff like that. Gonzalez in round 10 looked all right. He looked okay. Maybe that was the round that he won. But at the same time, Shakur was never hurt. Shakur is the type of fighter that just great with the counterpunching. You can't just knock him off his mount. He's and I'm watching it right now. Trains with Terrence Crawford. He sparred with him. I remember he went to Vasily Lomachenko. He wanted to pay to go see Vasily Lomachenko fight and train with him, and so he could get better and stuff like that. He's the type of guy who just wants to get better. You can't hit this man. So Gonzalez coming into the fight, pretty good connection rate, pretty comfortable, lets his hands go. Really, really intelligent fighter. But Shakur Stevenson, he made him look below average. And that's just what it was. Now, is Shakur Stevenson the next Floyd Mayweather Jr.? It depends how you look at it. You look at it from a defensive aspect, yeah, he could be the next Floyd Mayweather Jr. They have a lot of the same skill set defensively, both two defensive masterminds. And I'm going to call Shakur Stevenson so far a defensive mastermind from what we've seen. Now, as his career grows, we're going to see more of him. Obviously, we're going to see more him in bigger fights. We're going to see as years go by, he's going to continue to grow. He's going to start getting the big head, because a lot of these fighters, like Adrian Broner, like many other top guys who we just thought would dominate boxing, they start getting the big head. They win a couple fights, they win a couple world titles, they get the big head. They don't want to work as hard anymore. They want to be relaxed. And there's a bunch of top fighters out there that are willing to take their spot, outwork them, and that's what could happen. But when I look at Shakur Stevenson, he hangs around great people. I know he's real good friends with Clarissa Shields. Clarissa Shields, top female fighter for Showtime. Again, Tim Bradley in his corner, talking great stuff about him. Called him the future of boxing many times. Terrence Crawford literally in his corner, mentoring him. He talked about how quick his feet is, great his reflexes are. is looking out for a guy like this. He wants him to get better. So right now, Shakur Stevenson, Floyd Mayweather but we have to see at the end of the day how great he becomes. Like, comment, subscribe to this video below. What's your thoughts? If you think Shakur Stevenson is the next big thing in boxing, I think he is at least going to be a top 3 to top 5 pound-for-pound fighter. I don't want to give him the whole crown yet. He has to do more for me. But right now, Shakur Stevenson is still rising, and it looks like the sky is the limit. And don't be surprised if he's back in the ring in 4 to 5 months.